Hello, and welcome to Thursday night's edition of Nightshift, live from Corfu. Coming, as always, on this rather chilly Thursday night from our lovely studios here in the beautiful village of Agis Mateus on the wonderful island of Corfu, Greece. And, as always, I'm lucky to be joined in the studio tonight by Thomas and Wayne. Hello, Wayne.
Hello, Adrian. How are you today?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you very much.
Hello, Thomas. You had a good day?
Hi guys, yes, all good, all good. Just trying to get into the swing here. It's all okay. Lovely day.
Beautiful.
Wow, it's another day in paradise.
It was, and it was an amazing day. I mean, fabulous sun and blue skies. But for me, I was extra treated to a wonderful sight, which was the shimmering sea under the sunlight. Oh, it was so picturesque. A little bit chilly, but who cares?
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely beautiful.
How was your day, Thomas?
I'm fine. Beautiful, standing up in the morning, having the sunshine, blue sky. A little bit chilly side, but it's all right. As soon as you're in the sun, you're fine. You're fine, but now, loving it. Yeah. Loving it. How lucky are we, huh?
We're extremely lucky. Yeah. You too could be lucky if you come and join us here in the studio or anywhere else on this magical island.
It's going, and he's off again. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, this is how it should be.
Yep.
Definitely, no question. Hey guys, so welcome everybody to another show, 7th of December. It's getting closer to Christmas.
Getting very exciting.
Yeah, getting very exciting.
Yeah.
A little bit Christmassy in the studio today, so we're getting our act together slowly.
Yes, we've had a few little extra additions.
Yeah, so we had a few. You can interview them if you want.
Yes, I think Mr. Snowman here is right up for an interview.
Definitely.
Make more sense than I do. So
oh, steady.
Okay, guys, excellent. So let's kick the show off.
Yes.
Yeah, and we go straight into local news. Yeah.
So I'm going to kick the show off today with the Hellenic Electricity Distribution Network have announced that they're having a power cut tomorrow.
Ooh.
That's Friday the 8th, and that's between 8:30 in the morning and 2 p.m, and that's to carry out necessary work on central lines. Areas affected are Gazatica, Dacia, Merlin District, Kato Korokyanna. Do you know what? My pronunciation is so bad.
You're doing very well.
But also Skompu. SSGM.
Okay, I got the ticker running on the bottom.
Oh, you've got it running, have you? Okay.
Yeah, I got it running on the bottom, so people can read that.
My pronunciation is awful.
Excellent.
Svaru, Daknila District, and Kameno. So that's tomorrow between 8:30 and 2 p.m. They do say, though, that it may be over a little bit earlier, but again, they're just covering themselves by saying it's going to be done by 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
So that's that.
Thank you for telling us.
They're normally faster.
Yes, but I understand that they say 2 o'clock in the afternoon just in case it takes a little bit longer. Yeah.
But like today, we had the small power cut this morning,
small one.
And with a couple of hours, everything was all right.
Yeah,
so
fine.
No problem.
No.
They maintaining nice, and they're replacing a lot of older lines.
Yes.
I got told. So they're working hard, the guys. So
it's good.
Well done.
It's very good. Okay.
Definitely. So I'm gonna put the scroller on the bottom again later on.
Great.
So people can see that. Okay, cool. Next.
Next, Alexis Tsipras has been doing his speech at the development conference, and during his speech to the development conference, he stressed that work was in progress, but that local authorities should take responsibility. You aren't the centre of the world, he said in a strong tone, referring to waste disposal.
Okay.
Corfu Zakianthus.
What?
Zakianthus?
Yeah?
Yep. And Lefkada must find the solution, he said. And regarding the water supply system, he stated that there is a practicable practicable program in place for the replacement of a large section of the network. And that studies need to be updated in order for the next stage of the project to be funded. I think that's very important, the water supply.
Definitely.
Fundamental.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He also promised a funding for a study into the north-south axis in Corfu and subsidisation of ferry services between the Ionian Islands. A network of 5 waterways was being created. The Prime Minister did begin his speech by praising the performance of Corfu and other Ionian Islands in the tourism sector, calling them champions in the increase of arrivals and income.
Oh,
I think that's
brilliant. So he had something good to say to it.
He did. He had quite a lot good to say, I think, about creating new ways to connect the Ionian Islands.
And for the thing. This sounds from Lefkada to the mainland. That sounds interesting. Definitely.
It's good.
Yeah.
He's had a busy day today, hasn't he? Because he's meeting President Erdogan in Athens, I think.
That's
right,
right, yes.
He gets around a bit.
He does get around a bit, yeah. I think that was yesterday he was here.
Ah, right.
Yes.
So he had a bit of time to recover.
Yeah, there were protests outside the Park Hotel as well.
Oh, were there? Did he see them, do you think?
I don't know. He was 2 hours late in delivering his speech.
Oh, cigar. Oh, fabulous.
Very much cigar, I think.
Oh, good man. Good man.
Probably the protesters were waiting outside and freezing for him to turn
well, that's
up.
not so good, no.
Oh, my
He
man.
turned up, 2 hours late, but there we go. But it was good things, though.
What do you reckon the north-south thing? Do you think that means they might be considering a new road or something?
I don't know. What do you think?
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. You never know. I mean, I know they spoke about connection road from the north to the south.
Yes.
Just to take the stress off past Corfu down and from Corfu down. You know, when we all know this road, no?
Ooh,
It can be terrible when it's really congestion is happening. Boah, it's things so. But I heard a few years ago they wanted to make a line from north down to the south, so you don't have to go through down.
That sounds very interesting, yeah.
I mean, they've done brilliant roadworks in town. When you see the airport area where Lidl's is and you go the new ring road there, it's brilliant.
It is, yes.
Good.
It's beautiful. So they're getting slowly into it now.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's really good.
That's the thing. But the visit was
Successful.
successful, so he said.
Yeah. I think so.
Just the rubbish, this is one thing he couldn't fix it.
He kind of said that was the responsibility of the mayor.
The mayor of Corfu.
Yeah.
So he passed the ball back to him
He
again.
kind of did a little bit as well.
Excellent.
He also said that the seafront at Corfu was also the municipality's responsibility as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, why not? Hey?
Yep.
You know how it is. They couldn't find a solution the last few years I'm here. This year, beginning of this year, is bad again.
Yeah.
All the discussions, there were demonstrations a little bit, and you saw a lot on Facebook, you saw a lot on social media sites.
Yes.
What's going on, but in the end of the day, they somehow fixed that again. So let's see what's happening this front next year.
But the rubbish is a big issue, isn't it, really? That's a tricky one to
It's
solve.
something we've spoken about it
We
on
have.
a couple of occasions, haven't
Yeah.
we? And it's obviously
And that
quite paramount.
Yeah, that must be a little bit of a disappointment, because I think a lot of people here were looking to Athens to help in some way or other. I've heard it.
Yeah.
So I don't quite know what they're going to do. Maybe we'll have to scratch our heads and come up with a feasible idea to deal with the island's rubbish. I still think one of those wonderful little regeneration plants from Denmark that create electricity, but maybe they're too expensive. I really don't know.
Yeah.
But nice praise from him about the
tourism.
about the tourism and income. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's obviously it's that kind of thing that's keeping Greece going at the moment.
Vital, isn't it?
They're very vital. Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, cool. Hey, that were all on local news. We're gonna run the information on the bottom of the screen shortly again to inform everybody about the power cut.
Great.
And know what's when and that. But
And where? Because my pronunciation is just terrible. So.
Well, you do
don't
great
worry.
effort, though. Great effort.
great effort, you hear?
Well, it is, yeah. Oh, you did better than I could.
I
couldn't get my tongue round half of that.
No. Well,
Yeah, we're learning, aren't we? We're learning. Give him a couple of years and he's fluent.
He'll be fluent, won't he? Yes. Be dripping off his tongue.
No.
Excellent. Oh, brilliant. You see, there's not this much local news, and when you look in, there is more. So if you guys want to know more, there is the English-speaking side of Enimerossi, and that's on enimerossi.com. All the local news, everything to do with Corfu, you can find on that website or on their Facebook page. That's Enimerossi Corfu News, if I'm right, Wayne?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
yes.
perfect. Okay, thank you very much for that one.
Thank you.
Let's move to the other one. Let's see what Adrian was digging out today.
All sorts. You never know what's going to come out of my Pandora's box. I did find a fabulous story. It's all about a shed, but I'm going to save you that for tomorrow night, being Friday. Okay. So tonight tonight we'll content ourselves with a story from three places, or two stories, and one is a news update to something that we featured the other day. But tonight, Thomas, I'd like to start off with a story predominantly from the UK, but it actually touches on other countries as well. And guess what? As it's Christmas, it's another Santa story.
Oh, good.
Yes, we all like a Santa story, don't we?
Yes.
But this time it's a little bit different. And the reason for that is because it is just quite possible that they have discovered the real bones from the real St. Nicholas. Now, that's the 4th century saintly inspiration for our Father Christmas.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry to disappoint you, nice friends in Finland and Lapland at the Santa Park. You have some competition for the real Santa here. But anyway, St. Nicholas, in real life, apparently died in 343 AD. Mm-hmm. And the tests have been carried out for the Oxford Relics Cluster at Keble College, Advanced Studies Centre at Oxford University. And they've used a radiocarbon testing on a very small fragment of, would you believe, pelvic bone.
Okay.
Now, they can't say at this stage for sure that the bone piece they've got is actually from St. Nicholas himself, but they can now determine absolutely accurately that is definitely from the era in which he died. The bone in question has been kept, would you believe, in a church in France. This is when it gets international.
Yes.
And is currently owned, would you believe, by a priest in good old Illinois in the US. Extraordinary, isn't it?
Yeah, how did he get that then?
I don't know, but it's a good question.
eBay.
eBay, yes,
probably.
likely.
Yeah, you never know.
On eBay.
Come on. I mean,
You never know, do you? He could have done.
Second-hand bone.
second-hand bone to sell from
pelvis
St.
bone.
Nicholas.
Who'd want such a thing?
I mean, they sold stranger things on eBay, man.
I've seen some very strange things on eBay. Yes.
But did he not say where he got that bone from?
Well, yes, other relics of St. Nicholas who actually apparently died in an area which is now modern Turkey. Mm-hmm. And these relics have been kept in a church, crypt, would you believe, in Barry, eastern Italy, since the 11th century.
Not Barry Island in Wales, then?
No,
Sorry,
wrong
I was
Barry.
thinking Barry Island. I was thinking, why would you have St. Nicholas's bones in Barry Island?
Afraid not. This is Barry in Italy, which has a ferry terminal connected to coming to Corfu, I believe.
Yep. Oh, right, okay.
Apparently, would you believe, there are hundreds of other bone fragments, all claiming to be that of good old St. Nicholas. Mm-hmm. They're all over the place, including, apparently, a collection in Venice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So scientists, here's the interesting bit, scientists now want to use DNA testing to see just how many of these hundreds of bones are actually from a particular individual skeleton.
Okay.
Professor Tim Hyam, who's the director of the study centre at Oxford, said rather wisely, science is not able to definitely prove that it is, it can only prove that it is not. That's a good line,
That's
and
a
it's
very good
probably
line.
exactly right, isn't it? So it's quite extraordinary, really, that everybody's sort of claiming to have something to do with Santa Claus and Father Christmas, and it would appear that Santa Claus gets everywhere. He's all over the place. Well, he's busy at this time of year, I suppose.
What he does, he gets all over the world, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be amazing if it proved to be actually part of his pelvic bone? I mean, poor chap, but anyway, it would be amazing to know that it was the real St. Nicholas. So maybe we'll have an update on that in a year's time. Who knows?
That's really good.
St. Nicholas from Italy and the UK. Before I go on to the last story, just a quick update. You may remember that we were talking, I think the first week of broadcasts, about currently the world's most expensive painting, which was sold at auction,
right.
wasn't it, Wayne? You
Yes,
got
that's
excited about this. It was $450 million US. That includes fees and auctioneer's commission. But the Salvador Mundi was the name of the painting. And what we didn't know at the time of the auction was that it was actually bought by a Saudi prince. It went to 20 minutes of bidding on the telephone, and he made the winning telephone bid. But the good news is that it's actually going to go on display at the new state-of-the-art Louvre Abu Dhabi. That's the new gallery that's opened in Abu Dhabi at a tremendous fanfare that's kind of a sister thing to the Louvre in Paris, which we've talked about before, haven't we? And this Da Vinci painting, just to remind you, was reckoned to be painted in about 1506 AD. The Louvre Abu Dhabi has just opened, as I said the other day, in the United Arab Emirates. And, in case you want to know, it took 10 years to build, would you believe, and cost £1 billion. That's quite a lot, isn't it? But that's a hell of a lot, considering the lovely museum in Athens, which is the Parthenon Museum.
Yes.
I went to see it a couple of years ago, and it's stunning for a modern museum. It's great. And that cost 105 million euros. So $1 billion for the Louvre in Abu Dhabi, that does sound a lot, doesn't it?
Do you think most of that's on security or something?
Possibly, yes. But the good news is that if you were lucky enough to go and visit this wonderful-looking building, I have to say, it looks spectacular, it holds a staggering 600 artworks. Plus, there's another 300 on loan from the Louvre Museum in Paris. Yes.
Wow.
Which is very nice of them, isn't it? It does pay hundreds of millions of dollars every year for the service and, of course, to use the name Louvre.
Okay.
But the good news, guys, is at least we can see this amazing painting by Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes, I mean, at least
why not?
It's for the public.
Exactly,
It is,
and not locked away somewhere in a private collector's thing. So it's
So fair
that's
play
positive.
to the Saudi prince for doing that.
That's very good of him.
It is indeed.
But what is the painting we were talking about
It was-
for altogether 450 million? Or
Yes,
what?
yes. And it was the one that's called Salvator Mundi, which literally means saviour of the world. It's a beautiful painting. It was recently, well, I say recently, a few years ago, it was discovered under, it was cleaned up, I think, and they realised that it was the missing Salvador Mundi. So I must go and see that one day, I guess,
Yeah,
if we get the
it's
chance.
amazing. But I mean, having $450 million in your back pocket.
Bit of spending money, eh?
Painting. I mean, this is when you look at it now, that's half of what the new Louvre cost.
Yes, good point. Exactly.
That's
very good.
half
Yeah.
of what the new Louvre
Well
cost. I mean,
spotted, it is.
Wow.
this is.
Mind-boggling, isn't it?
That
really?
is mind-boggling,
It's
yeah.
just, having that money in the back pocket and just, okay, I'm 450 million now.
Yeah. I'll buy that.
Wow.
Why not? I've had a good year.
makes you think a little bit, doesn't it?
I've had a good week.
Yeah.
I'll buy that. Yeah.
Not bad,
$450 million.
Makes you wonder, doesn't
Or
it?
makes
Do
you
think-
really
do think
wonder
maybe,
what's going on.
Maybe he's not eating out for a week or something like that.
What do you mean for a week?
Yeah. Maybe a day.
He says, oh, you know what? He's probably standing and said 450 million. He said, okay, then I have to restrain myself with my spending for the next 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's true. That's
Yeah,
probably true,
come
though,
on, it's,
you know? That's the thing,
It's
isn't
not
it?
normal, come on.
When you've got that amount of money and you can go, oh, do you know what? I'll spend that on a painting. Never mind the electricity bill and
anything else, who cares, yeah.
I'll scrimp and scrape for a week.
Yeah. So now we can go to Abu Dhabi and look at that painting for 450 million.
And another 900 works of art as well, which is
900.
pretty impressive, isn't it? 600 that are in the gallery and 300 on
And
loan.
another 300 on.
And maybe
I was going to say, actually, because
Certainly.
most art galleries, actually, they have paintings in reserve that they don't actually bring out to show to the public all the time. So, they swap them around so they can restore them and
That's right.
that kind of thing. So
And cuts down on light damage, perhaps, and stuff like that.
and research as well. They research into these things. So, if you look actually into most art galleries' cellars or their back rooms, I suppose, if you
Oh,
want to
yes.
call it that. Your back room out the back. You know,
Out the back.
I've got a lovely Monet out the back. You know, it's lovely.
Fabulous.
Better than that one. But no, you know, sorry. But most art galleries have, you know, all
I know.
museums. They've got collections and you know, huge amounts.
Quite frankly, they have probably too many exhibits, room to put up.
Exactly. So that's why, you know, the Louvre is quite happy to.
So it must be quite big then to be holding 900 on display.
That is
Quite impressive, isn't it?
Well, it must be big. I mean,
Huge.
can you imagine spending $1 billion on a little bungalow or something, and then having little postcards stuck around? 900 postcards.
900
of
postcards.
different bits of art.
It's not quite the same.
It's not the same, is it?
Oh,
But this is the
Sorry.
the turnip prize comes into my mind now, actually. Maybe he'll build a gallery one day.
Maybe he will.
Mr. Trevor Prideaux.
Yeah.
I'm still fascinated by that story. Sorry, I keep going on about it, but it's the pulled pork. I've laughed about that all day, quite frankly.
It made you laugh.
It has, yes. I'm almost tempted to try and get hold of the man, actually, and have a little word with him, because he's really lightened us up a bit here, hasn't he? Made us chuckle quite heartily.
Pants and deck.
Pants and Dick. That's a good one,
That's
isn't
a
it?
good one. That's a good. But nowhere near 450 million.
No.
Yeah, when you ask him how much he spent on them, you know, it's probably £4.50.
£4.50, exactly.
Yeah, £4.50.
£4.50.
So maybe you should send this to Abu Dhabi.
Actually, you're right. It's probably Adrian's right. It's probably about the same price.
Yes,
Well,
I think it would be.
Probably about £3 for the pants and
For the pants.
£1.50 for the deck of cards.
Yeah, was that it?
£4.50.
£4.50.
Maybe worth a fortune.
Including commission. In this case, it's tax. No, but
But it was the line that he said that he was looking for the least amount of effort. That's what got me.
I know.
for the least amount of
The
effort.
least amount of effort, yes. And compare that with Leonardo da Vinci or Michelangelo, for instance, who put in tremendous amount of effort. I mean, makes you think, doesn't it?
It does.
Still, there you go. That was art. Now we're on to Australia, if that's all right. And it's a little story about frogs, would you believe? Frogs, yes.
You got one
Frogs.
in
I just had one in my throat.
Well, we often talk about frogs here, not just because Thomas has got one in his mouth at the moment, poor Thomas, but we do have a little frog in the box here sometimes, and it's a euphemism, really, ladies and gentlemen, to cover our little technical difficulties and hitches. So we know about frogs here. Anyway, this is
about
from
frogs.
Australia, and it's all about a new mobile app, would you believe, that's just been launched. And it's called the Frog ID app. And its launch is designed to build more of a complete picture of Australia's frog population and the diversity of species. Apparently, would you believe, there are over 240 different types of frogs in Australia.
Just in Australia.
Just in Australia.
That's amazing.
It is amazing, isn't it? That's what I thought. And some of these are quite endangered, apparently. So they're very keen to keep an eye on their frogs. Frogs, apparently, would you believe, don't just croak. They do quite lots of other things. They chirp, would you believe?
Yes.
And they even whistle and bark. Now, I'd love to hear a barking or whistling frog. I haven't heard one yet, but I would like to. But anyway, you'll be pleased to know that this Frog ID app comes preloaded with many examples of frog sounds to help you. It's a crowdsourced mapping site, and it could lead, they hope, to a discovery of a new species of frog. Since the app launched on the 10th of November this year, would you believe more than 6,000 recordings have been made and submitted?
Oh, that's good.
Yes, it must have taken them ages to go through them all. Blimey. People are encouraged to record the frog sounds that they hear out and about in 20-second bursts, which then get uploaded to this easy-to-use app, and the time and location are duly recorded by the mobile device using its GPS technology. So that's quite clever, isn't it?
It's quite a leap forward, isn't it?
Oh, I was waiting for a little... Excellent. Good one. You had to do it. You had to do it. Yeah, good one. Each call is then verified by a scientific expert. Well, they must have had a few of those if they've had so many 6,000 recordings. Good Lord. Yeah. Apparently, if you didn't know this already, the best time to record a frog making whatever sound they do is after dark and in the rain. Yes, well, it doesn't really surprise you, does it?
No, it doesn't.
No. Excuse me. The whole rationale behind this scheme is to cut back on all the apparently wasted trips that they've been having. All these scientists going off and getting lost in the bush, and they get very upset because they come back empty-handed. So an awful lot of man-hours lost to hunting frogs.
Right.
So
they come back empty-handed. How can they come back empty-handed?
Well, because they didn't find any frogs. They didn't see any, didn't record any.
Are you sure they were looking for frogs?
Well, they were apparently looking for frogs.
Sure?
No, I'm not sure. But
You
they
sure
were
they're not just going out
for
having a few cans?
Yeah, having a barbie.
Having a barbie and coming back and going, I couldn't find any frogs.
No, it's possible, but I think the scientific authorities have got a little bit tired of it, so that's why they've come up with this app. Apparently, even frogs that you find in your bathroom should be recorded. I find that a little bit funny, but apparently the lady was saying that you never know what sort of frog it might be in your bathroom, so you better record it just in case.
Frog in the bathroom.
Frog in the bathroom, guys, yeah.
What's a frog?
Yeah, this is the little plastic one.
Well, these Australian scientists, they're passionate about their frogs because they're really
obviously.
worried. Yeah, they are. They're really worried that they're going to lose a species to future generations of frog lovers. That's what it's all about, apparently.
I know they had a problem with toads, didn't they? Somebody introduced the cane toad to Australia, and it kind of taken over. So
Done quite a lot of damage. I remember that. Yeah, done a lot of damage. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that's what it's doing. It's depleting the population of the.
That's a good point. Maybe that
frogs.
is, yes. They've also got a hope, really, to find a frog that they've never heard before. That's a real big motive.
All right.
They're convinced that there's frogs out there that are unknown about.
I'm sure there are.
So let's hear it for the frog.
Maybe we should have an X Factor for the frog.
Why not? Well, especially if they whistle and bark, chirp and croak, it could be a
Exactly.
fantastic cacophony of frogs.
Simon Cowell's new project.
Yes, apparently he's upset his neighbour, I was reading somewhere.
What with frogs?
What frogs?
I don't know about frogs. No, I think it's
Great
no.
minds think
Mr.
alike.
Cowell, I think, had a problem with a neighbour.
Oh, really?
Who went out after him with an iron bar or something. I don't know the ins and outs of the story, but something like that. It was in the newspapers today in the UK. Anyway, in case you want to know about frogs on the lovely island of Corfu, there's loads of them. We're always hearing them. And I will stick my neck out and say a little good place to see or hear some frogs, I should say, because I actually haven't seen any, but hiding in the bulrushes on a lovely little beach called Dafinia Beach, which is near Dacia. You will get sort of about 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, a fantastic symphony of frog sounds and noises.
A frog chorus.
A frog chorus, indeed. So remember that, guys. If you need a fix of frog for the sounds, come to Dafinia Beach in Corfu.
Ah, nice.
Nice, brilliant.
You ever had frog's legs?
No.
No, there's nothing on there. I eat proper food.
No, I mean, I have actually. I've had frog's legs, and do you know what? They do taste like chicken. It's
I
weird.
do they?
That.
It is weird. They do taste like chicken. It's very strange.
I must admit, one of the
Funny.
photographs I was looking at a frog today from Australia, the way it was shaped, the legs of this frog looked just like a southern fried chicken wing.
Oh, really?
Of a certain brand. Yes,
Yeah,
it did.
yeah.
I didn't want to eat it though.
No,
Nah.
I just thought I'd try it. It was put in front of me, and I thought, oh, okay, I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
Actually, it was quite nice,
Okay.
but
They're big in France, aren't they?
very big in France. Yeah.
What's
Bonsoir.
the legs? Or the
The frogs. The frogs. The frogs' legs. Yes.
big
yes.
frog legs in front. Oh, no, I can't believe we talk about frogs and
I
frog
know,
legs. I mean,
We talk about all sorts of things here. The sky's the limit on
Sky's
Night
the
Shift,
limit.
live from Corfu.
yeah, if you want to frog around with us, just send us an email to nightshift@StudioKerkyra.com. Or better go out and collect us one of these sounds.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear some of those sounds,
I'd
wouldn't
like
you?
to
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
A whistle. I
A
can't
whistle.
imagine.
I mean, a bark.
Yes, barking. Yeah. Do you know what he said? He said barking frog, and I thought, I immediately
What, barking mad, a mad frog?
No. I immediately thought of Peter Cook and Dudley Moore.
Oh, again.
Peter
oh,
Cook
jolly
and
good.
Dudley
Barking
Moore.
toads.
Oh,
Barking
yes, okay.
toads.
Weren't they amazing? They were brilliant, especially their Derek and Clive live spot.
That's
what
what I was thinking.
fantastic,
Derek
yeah.
and Clive.
I don't know how they got away with it. It
No,
was
I don't
so blue, you wouldn't believe it.
I know. Bluer than your
Bluer than
jumper.
my jumper, and possibly bluer than Roy Choppy Brown, I think, actually.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, very much blue.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's the news from Australia.
So,
Frogs.
Australian frog, the new frog
I
app.
love it.
I'm really, I can't wait for next year. What other apps are coming out?
Yes.
What you can use. It's really, where will it end?
I don't know.
It's for frogs. Send your
For
recording.
frogs.
Go out and go frog hunting.
But it's called Frog ID.
Frog IDing. What are you doing today? Oh, it's beautiful Sunday. I'm going frog IDing. I don't know. My God. Okay. So you know what? Nobody can say to us that's all scripted.
You never know what I'm going to come out with, do you?
No, frogs, Australian
I've got a
frogs.
humdinger for tomorrow night.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to have a few laughs on that one tomorrow.
Good.
Oh my. Okay, cool. Now why not? No, frogs can bark, frogs can whistle. Why not?
And they can chirp.
And they can chirp.
And remember, you've heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen, on
Awesome.
Night Shift, live from Corfu, where we talk about anything and everything under the sun. And why not?
Okay, excellent. Brilliant. So brings me on to something else now, quick for the moment. Man, is this all from your worldly news?
Yes, I've always been a bit of a news hound. Ever since a kid, really. I was always liking to tell people in the playground, stories about this, that and the other. I find news from around the world is fascinating.
It's brilliant,
and
isn't it?
No, I agree.
I got some news on the screen at the moment.
Oh.
Hot news of the press.
There you go.
Well, that's
And that
breaking
brings
news.
us- That's
Wow.
breaking news.
Hot
The
off the
Traveller's
press.
Guide to 50
Well done,
Corfu
Steve.
villages.
Well done, Steve. We always like to see
Well
it.
done, for sure, yeah, by Steve Ford. We're plugging that book every day now.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, reason is it's a fantastic book. If you come to Corfu, if you want to visit Corfu, if you're thinking of visiting or you booked your tickets already for next year, well done. You need one of those, and that's the Traveller's Guide to 50 Corfu villages, the history of 50 Corfu villages, and there is 3 versions. There's the north, the
Really?
mid, and the south. Yeah, so you can
I
buy
didn't know
all 3, and this copy costs £9.95, and the special thing is every single penny is going to charity. So you get a fantastic travel guide for this beautiful island of Corfu, plus you're doing something good for charity. I mean, it can't get any better. Perfect Christmas present.
A good stocking filler.
Definitely.
Yes,
And if you want to log on and have a look at that, it's www.corfuvillages.eu. So that's that plug.
Lovely. That's really
I
good.
tell you,
No, it's
what
amazing.
no, it's brilliant.
I
You
think,
know
I
what?
think it's good that all the money goes to charity. I think that's really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Definitely. I mean, it's a lot of work. Don't understand this wrong. That he put a lot of effort into
A
that.
lot of effort.
You know, to get to write the book, to go to make the research, take the pictures.
Yes.
No, and in the book there's pictures, unseen before. So they're really specially taken for the book. You haven't seen them anywhere else on the internet.
No, it's
That's
good.
really just in the publication. So it's worth just having a look. But that effort, Steve, done very well there. Now put this together and the idea on its own,
It's great.
it's great. Definitely. Okay, guys, that was that one. And what a show! Oh my God, it's getting warmer, isn't it?
Yes.
It's not quite so cold as last night, I have to say.
No, it's getting there. It's getting there. What brings us to Q&A Corfu?
Aha.
Question and answers Corfu. So
Yes.
that's out for you guys. If you have any questions regarding this beautiful island, send us an email. nightshift@StudioKerkyra.com. Log on to our website or our Facebook page and message us. Isn't that right? Yeah.
Yes.
So, did I forget anything else? No. No, we
No.
didn't. No, everything brilliant, isn't it?
You're amazing.
Okay, and we will get these questions into the show and we try to find an answer. If we don't know, one of our viewers, the residents of Corfu,
Yes.
for sure, and they will update us, as they do every day. And I want to thank you, everyone, for your comments, for your emails, for taking part in the show. That makes
Thank
it
you.
special,
Yes.
Yes, it
of
does.
course. And the first kickoff. Questioning about a typical Greek Christmas bakery. If they got selected Christmas bakery, are the Greeks having, they know, they're writing me, they know the typical Greek sweets like baklava and. But for Christmas, are they making an effort, more or less, they ask? And yes, they do.
And isn't there a special cake that comes out just before Christmas, I seem to remember?
Exactly, this is one of the things.
What it's called.
I can't remember what it's called.
But I can tell you, it was very tasty.
Oh, good.
Or at least you know that one.
With food,
Yeah,
I
at
guess.
least you know that. Yeah.
No,
Tasted nice. Don't know what
did.
it was.
No,
but it
well,
tasted
I was
nice.
told, obviously, but I
right,
can't
okay.
remember. I have to say it was a year ago, and I don't know, but it was ever so tasty.
no, Christmas is special here. Definitely, all the bakery, they have special Christmas bakery. They have something like so moon-shaped with a lot of sugar, icing sugar on it, these biscuits, what are quite nice. I don't know what it is. This question came in quite late today, so we had no time to look into the whole bakery thing. But I think we can for sure get some in, maybe, and show the people here.
Yes, I've got an idea. I'm going past a bakery tomorrow. I'll have a look in, Thomas.
Yeah, and get some typically so small,
Yeah, and we can have them on the table.
each one
here.
on the thing, exactly.
We
So
we could sneak one and eat one and tell the nice viewers at home what it tastes like, sort of thing.
Didn't
Yeah.
take us long to get to food, did it?
I don't know, we should run a cooking show probably.
I know.
Food and drink on Corfu. This will be our new section soon coming to Nightshift. A whole section just drink and
Just
food. Yeah, why
drinking
not?
Food. Yeah, why not?
Yum,
Why not?
yum.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But Christmas bakery, no, they have. In Greece, you got some of the best cakes. So I eaten here really some
yes.
some of the bakery here is superb.
There was a coffee shop that we used to go past. I don't think it's still around actually now, and sadly closed down. But it was newly opened about 2 years ago, and it had the most amazing selection of cakes and biscuits. Unbelievable. But sadly, it's no more. But there are plenty of others that's taken its place. So even a shop. There's a shop on Jumbo Road, the airport road, and you wouldn't know it. It just looks like a normal little mini supermarket. But actually, if you go in there, they've got a great big trellis table, and it's absolutely festooned with sweets and chocolates and all sorts of things. Oh, all look like handmade. Very yummy, scrummy.
It's making me hungry already.
Oh, yes, well, it's Christmas.
It's Christmas. It's the best time on Christmas. It's all the food.
All the food.
All the
Indeed.
special things they're making. Oh, you know, I'm really excited.
I know.
Absolutely.
It will be good.
I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm gonna make an apple strudel this year, so you can have an apple
Please
strudel
do.
Apple strudel.
for Christmas. Oh, excellent. Okay, now from bakery side, we will investigate.
I will,
Heavily.
I will investigate.
We will all investigate, I think.
And we're gonna give you the answer tomorrow on the show.
Thank you, by the way, for the challenge. That's a great challenge.
Yes,
really
thank
good.
you. Thank you very much for the challenge. I'll
Yeah,
enjoy
so-
that one.
With relish.
Says
Well,
maybe
maybe
we
relish
should
on your
don't
cakes.
want
No.
Yeah, see, on these small occasions, maybe we should take the cameras out and just film a little clip while we do it and show it our viewers in future on this program. So, or if you have a clip you think this would fit for our show, don't hesitate, contact us. Go onto our website, www.StudioKerkyra.com, or send us an email to nightshift@StudioKerkyra.com, or go on one of the social media sites and just send us a message.
Yes, that'd be
Bro,
good.
Yeah, and tomorrow we pick that up with the Christmas bakery, definitely.
That's a lovely mission.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, the other one, okay, and there I have a look. The questions come in. Thank you guys for the questions
Yeah, it's good.
of coming in. And I will have a look in a minute. Somebody said there's a video, okay, maybe we can show you that one. And that's question about, that's actually quite a good question, and I don't know, I know one answer for this. This is about Corfu Aquarium.
Okay.
I don't know about that.
Somebody
at all.
asked about the Corfu Aquarium. We know there is one.
We've
but-
heard.
We heard there is one. But we have to find out exactly where that is, I think, no?
Oh, maybe that lovely viewer Lavinia might know, because she was offering her help, wasn't she, Thomas?
Yes, Lavinia was offering her help, and I said, see, I have to, maybe we have there something somewhere. Well, I know about the Corfu Aquarium, there was something.
Is it
definitely.
Is it a big aquarium, do you know?
I don't know, Wayne.
No?
I'd like to go.
I like
I'm sure it's
aquariums.
full of exciting and exotic sea creatures.
Have you been to many aquariums?
Quite a few. There was last one I went to was one in Brighton. usual Sea World. But the thing there is they had this enormous turtle, and the way the building is designed, it's sort of hard to describe. But it appears as you're walking around this corridor that the turtle is flying over your head.
It's got
obviously
one of
an
those
optical.
tunnels, yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
optical
lovely.
It was quite extraordinary. Years and years ago, I went to the same place when it wasn't a SeaWorld. It was owned by something else. It was called the Brighton Aquarium, I think.
Yes.
And they had dolphins and things, which, okay, might be cruel to keep in captivity, but as a child, it's wonderful to see such incredible creatures.
Yes.
But, in the sea is the right place for a dolphin, really.
Yeah, I agree. And places like that keep killer whales and things like that, I think.
Yeah.
I kind of don't agree with that kind of
It's
thing.
a bit iffy, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. And whales have such a hard time at the moment, don't they, really? So many getting beached.
Yeah.
But we'll have to find out about this aquarium because we all would like to go, and maybe we can do a film report there.
That'd be nice.
Maybe we could do an out and about special.
Yeah.
Fish special. You like fish, don't you?
Definitely. I got this. When you go on to Facebook, okay, I found that excellent. I found it.
Well
Yes,
done.
the Corfu Aquarium in Corfu, of course, but it's closed now, they say.
Oh.
So it's Bella Constrictor. Bella Constrictor, yeah,
Okay.
that's where it is.
Pellicastritza. Ah, that
And
makes
there's
sense,
also
Tom.
the website for it, and that's www.corfuaquarium.com.
Brilliant.
Oh, nice.
Excellent.
That's where they do loads of marine things there. They've got a
right,
glass-bottom boat there in Pellicastritza and all sorts of tours.
Oh, lovely.
So it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Good place, Pellicastritza. Beautiful. I think it was another scene in a James Bond film. Can't remember which one, but I think it's been in one. But it's a lovely spot.
Oh, it's beautiful. Bella Constrictor is beautiful, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. I like
Definitely.
aquariums, though. I think aquariums are very peaceful places.
They are, aren't they? Have you been to many?
I've been to quite a few, actually. Yeah, there's one in Hull.
Oh, yes.
There's one in Hull that I went to. That's rather good. I think my favourite one that I ever went to was the Jacques Cousteau Oceanographic Centre in Monaco.
Gosh, that's exciting.
So, yeah, if you ever go to Monaco, then I recommend it highly. It's a very, very good place. It's got one of the biggest artificial coral reefs.
Really?
Living coral reefs
Oh.
outside of the sea, I think it is, and it extends for 3 floors.
Good grief.
It's huge,
That's
and it
brilliant.
has sharks in it and turtles and
Oh, lovely.
all sorts of different creatures. But it is massive, but beautiful. What a great place! And it's got a lovely restaurant on the top.
Ah. Is that what you had a story to tell about that one?
I
didn't you?
did, yeah.
Something about a waiter or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I went to the Oceanographic Centre, and then I had a digital camera. This is back when digital cameras were kind of new-ish, and so obviously you take a lot of photographs, and then you want to get rid of some to make room for more photographs. So I'd taken a load of photographs, and I'd gone to the restaurant at the top. And I just basically wanted to sit down, look at my camera, go through, delete. So I wanted a coffee. So I went up. I went up to this restaurant, and it's beautiful because it overlooks the whole of Monte Carlo.
Oh.
And I walked in, and I was pretty scruffy, jeans, hoodie.
In Monaco?
In
Wow.
Monaco, yeah. And I walked in, and I said, "Oh, how much for a cup of coffee?" And the maitre d' said to me, €10. I went, €10 for a cup of coffee? You've got to be joking. He went, "No, it's only €1.80." I thought it was really funny.
That is.
Oh, he got you there nicely,
he
didn't
got
he?
me nicely.
He got it. I found the video. I think after the break we carry on with the questions, and then after the break we will go and maybe we have a look at that video from Corfu Aquarium.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, the aquarium on video.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So I found something on their Facebook page. So let's see
Brilliant.
what
Okay.
we can do. Excellent.
Well done.
Fabulous.
So he had a
Cool
sense of
guys.
humour then, this French waiter, didn't he? Maitre d', sorry.
Yeah, Maitre d', yes.
Oh, yes, they're normally not known for their senses of humour, actually.
No.
So this guy's quite something special.
He obviously saw that, I wasn't his usual clientele. And the fact that I was asking how much for a cup of coffee
that sort of gives it away, I suppose.
gives it away. Yeah, and then €10. I was like, wow.
There are some places.
Joking.
No, well,
Yeah,
I know
but
a
there are
place.
some places
I
who
know
pay
there
nice
are.
for coffee.
I
Don't
know,
worry about that.
I know. Whether he was doing me a favour, maybe it was €10.
€10.
€80. Maybe he was.
But just quick back to this question. Aquarium, yeah, there is one in Sing. This is Bella Constrizza. At the moment it's closed, but we will gather more information about it, and then we can send some information back their way.
Yes, brilliant.
And see. So I think it's a good thing. Yeah,
I'd like to go see that, actually.
Absolutely, me too. Maybe we can have a day trip or something.
a day trip. Yeah, we take a
Studio
video and
outing.
show. Studio outing.
Yeah.
That sounds great.
Sounds brilliant.
Excellent. Okay, sorry we
have ice
can't.
cream.
Oh.
Ice cream in December, we can. A bit chilly.
Well, not now.
Oh, in the
No,
summer.
in
When
the summer,
it's not open now. No.
Food again. You studied it this
I
time.
know, I'm sorry.
Oh, but there's fantastic ice cream on this island.
I know.
Homemade ice cream, Corfu ice cream.
Yes.
It's quite. Oh, that's
It is
delicious.
nice. It is lovely.
That's delicious. There's another Italian influence, isn't it?
Yes, there's a place, again, on the airport road. I can't remember the name of it. And they've got a lovely selection of ice creams. And one of them is, absolutely amazing. Coffee mocha. And Wayne, it's just about the best I've had in ages.
It's you and coffee again, isn't it?
Coffee and ice cream, that's a winning combination. Yeah.
Definitely. Okay, what brings us on to the next? So just to update the people a little bit quickly is if you have any questions or have any suggestions or anything you want us to talk about or you want to talk with us about, so send us an email to nightshift@studiokerkyra.com, log on to Skype, StudioKerkyra, go on to Facebook, StudioKerkyra, write us a line or talk with us live here in the studio.
Yes, that'd be good.
Absolutely.
That would be fun, of course. And the next thing we're going on, okay, is another question. That's from younger travelers. They said they're all in their 20s. They were planning to come to Corfu to have a good time. Can we recommend any places for young people except Cabos? So they're saying now they don't want to go to Cabos, really. They want some fun, they want some entertainment, but is there anything else on the island for the younger generation except
I think
Cabos?
there's plenty. There are
Plenty of things.
plenty of places, especially in Corfu town. I know that there are plenty of nightclubs and different bars and places that they can go to.
Definitely down there by the airport, not airport road, but the harbour road. You go from the old harbour. There's one nightclub after another.
Oh, there's three in a row there, aren't there?
Yeah, what is there? There's Club 54. There is Elite.
Yeah.
And there's another one.
There's another one.
The Rain. The Yard.
Oh, the Yard, exactly,
yeah.
the Yard. Yard is a very nice nightclub. We've been there.
We have.
I mean,
We did a
you
little
don't
film in
laugh.
there. We filmed some
We filmed-
amazing Italian DJ. It was ever so exciting.
Bagnini,
We
DJ
did
Bagnini, we filmed there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Really with a good session, and then this was
He
Adrian,
made
Jay,
it.
and me. Yeah.
He made it, didn't he, Thomas? 'Cause
Fantastic.
We were there before, and it was a bit pedestrian, shall we say.
Yeah,
And this guy
but
comes
this
on.
guy-
I can't remember his name, but he was absolutely fabulous. You knew he was going to be great right at the beginning. He sort of
Yeah.
intro music, and he got everybody up, and everybody was having a wonderful time and dancing, and the sound was great.
Great.
Yeah. And the staff were all friendly, and it was a jolly good evening, wasn't it, Thomas?
Fantastic. So this is the Art Club, was really a good evening out. So there's no shortage on the island where you can go and have fun. You don't have to go to Cabos. I totally agree with you. If you don't want to be categorized as this, but you want a decent holiday as young people, they want to. No? Oh, there's lots of places. Yeah, you got something
Well,
else?
just come into my mind. Ipsos is quite swinging in the summer. August, particularly, they have a lot of Italians and Slovenians come over, and there's a big club there called Monte Cristo, which everybody wants to go to. It seems to me they all have great fun. Foam parties, and they have theme nights and all
nice.
that. Yeah, it all goes on.
Oh, that's cool.
But I reckon there's from other places. We'll get back to these guys. I think we're just a little bit more digging of research here, and I reckon we can come up with some alternative venues of different things. Mind you, Thomas, do we actually know what the guys are sort of after when they come here?
No, they want the entertainment. Also they're writing, we would like to have entertainment, we want our nightclubs, we want to let the hair down, but we don't want to let it down in the typical atmosphere of Kavos.
No, no, quite.
So,
fair enough.
friends, he writes there, when I just read it down, a friend of his was in Kavos last year and came back with a broken arm.
Oh, no, we don't want any of that going on. But
Yeah,
Sidari,
well, he said not of his fault, he only sat in a bar
Yeah.
and someone fallen off the first floor balcony and on top of him.
no, really?
Oh my word.
What are the chances of that happening?
well,
Pretty remote, aren't they?
Oh, it's a little, yeah, but, yeah, wow.
Not so good.
Wow.
So it's really,
But Sidari's another one. There's a lot of places.
exactly,
and bars up
Sidari is
there,
a good one.
Yeah.
Sidari,
Exhaust.
Roda, this area is there's some good.
Pelikastritsa, I think, has a few things going on.
There's, our friend Spiros Andriotti. So, Spiros, if you're watching, our bartender,
Hello, Spiro.
bartender of the year, Greek bartender of the year 2017.
Oh, Thomas, do you know
I mean, what a fantastic
it
event!
was,
Come
Thomas.
on, huh?
There were,
So,
I was 16 contenders, weren't there?
16. There were 16 in there. Yeah.
But we knew right from the start when Spiro did his turn, shall we say, that he was going to do well. We didn't obviously know he was going to win, but we knew he was going to do well because
did.
he did it like a magician, and it was so fluent of motion, and every moment that guy was communicating to the audience and had a smile on his face. He was the perfect young barman of the year.
He was. And he had flair. And
Yeah, that's the one, Flair.
The energy he was sending out.
Je ne sais quoi.
Oh,
Listen to me.
ooh la la.
Yeah.
Ooh la la. Yes, indeed.
But very good. So,
was very
Spiros, a fantastic day. And if the people don't know who we're talking about, it's on our YouTube page. The Young Bartender Competition 2017. Have a look. That's our Spiros. And he worked, why I came on to that,
Yes.
he worked up in Sidaria's bar.
That's right.
Man, I think Bad Bar. What is called Fantastic Beach Bar.
Yeah.
So now there is for young.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not
yeah.
just down Kavos. You guys come absolutely right. Spread your wings a little bit. There's other nice places on this island. There's a lot of entertainment for the younger generation.
Yes. Not for our generation, though.
Oh, for our generation. But look, he knows more about nightclubs and the nightlife on Corfu than we do, man. Look at him.
Go in there,
I
but just,
Wow, what's going on?
Nightclubs anymore.
Yeah.
Pipe
there's
and
a little-
slippers for me.
Oh.
Pipe and slippers.
And a pipe. Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Okay. Now, that was the question from our young viewers today.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking
you for
part.
that.
They're all in their mid-20s, early mid-20s. Thank you for watching. And I hope this was a good answer.
Yeah.
For the guys, there is
plenty of places.
Plenty. If you have time,
Plenty.
guys, take a rent-a-car.
Yeah.
They are really reasonable priced on this island in the summer too, and go around a little bit. But also the taxi services and the bus services, public services, are very good.
Yeah, the bus service particularly.
It's brilliant. Oh, how interesting! Didn't expect that question from young people. No, we want to come on the island, we want to have some fun, but don't recommend Kavos.
No.
That's
weird.
extraordinary. If he
Yeah.
broke his arm with somebody falling on him.
Falling on him.
Dreadful.
Yeah. So ruined his whole holiday,
Yes, of course it would.
and is really.
So somehow it's right that they come back and have a proper holiday.
Yeah.
And if you're really bored, guys, come along into the studio and we can cheer you up, or you cheer us up, or cheer the world up.
Whatever.
We'd love to hear from everybody.
Yeah. Okay, that was it for the moment. So if you still have questions about this beautiful island, don't hesitate to send us this in. And we will go, of course, we mentioned that, and we will try to find the right answers. We will do our research, especially when it's relating with food. Don't worry, we're going to research for you.
Whatever do you mean, Thomas?
Got no
Christmas
idea.
bakery tomorrow.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget?
His face of innocence.
It's the. Ooh. Listen, okay, what brings me on to another thing
Yes.
quickly, and that's our lovely animals on the island.
Oh, the ark.
Everybody knows we got a little bit of an animal
Soft spot.
problem. Soft spot for
got a
animals
soft
anyway.
spot
Yeah,
for
we all
animals.
do, I think.
We all have.
And at the moment they're struggling a little bit to get to support the animals, especially all the strays on this island. It's just exploding, and they're doing one thing after another. I was reading up today on another initiative
Yes.
Jenny, I'm not sure. There's something going with Cafe Jenny. So I have to look into that, and I bring you soon more.
Yes.
They're trying to do something. They petition for, I think, a small surgery to be built next to this cafe, so that people can come and get their cats neutered for free.
Oh, that's good.
Really? Wow.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, so people who can't afford it or bring a stray in, so they can act there. So vets can come in, and they don't have to drive to the vets, because if they have a lot of animals and you have to go forward, backward per vet, you know. So instead they want to build a small surgery there at the kennels they have, and get the vets to come in. What's much easier, and the turnaround will be quicker for the animals. Yeah,
that's good.
If you want to support any of these organizations on the island, one of them is the oldest since 1997, and this is the ARC. And the ARC, you can find old information for the ARC for www.corfuanimalwelfare.com. They're looking for volunteers, they're looking for people to foster. They can advise you, and if you fall in love with an animal, with a stray here, how to get the dog or the cat or the animal now prepared and transported to your country you live. So the guys are very good. As I say, they're working since 1997 on that. And
I think
you know a lot
well,
more there, no?
What's impressed me, what you've just said, Thomas, is the idea of the free neutering for cats. That sounds fantastic.
No, I think it's brilliant, yeah. It's completely, it's what an idea.
Just what we need here.
So,
actually.
and I think it's Jennifer who kicks that off, and I have to look in a little bit more there, guys, and won't bring it, maybe even go and visit. While we're really planning to bring you guys a couple of clips, simple, smaller clips, so you can see what we do during the day.
Yes.
And get more going, because if you visually can see that, I think it will touch you a lot more. Definitely. Okay, guys, this is the first part of our show again. We have to go on a small break.
That went quick.
Yeah, I know, it's brilliant, isn't it?
Where did it go?
Yeah, it's
Time
gone.
flies.
When you're having fun. And
When
food.
you're having fun.
Well,
and
we haven't had any
food.
food, we just talk about it.
Oh, no. Okay, guys, thank you for watching at the moment. This is the end of part 1. Part 2 will come up in a minute. Enjoy. And welcome back to our second part of Nightshift. Today is 7th of December 2017, here in the beautiful village of Ayers Mateos in our studio of StudioKerkyra. And with me today are Wayne Fenton and Adrian Marvell.
Hello.
So guys,
hello.
Ready for second part?
Yes, let's go.
Yeah? Cool, excellent. Second part, normally we start off with our daily moan. I got something, I will hit you with this in a moment.
Okay.
I was
That
looking at
sounds
me. But before that, I would love to show you guys, because we spoke about the aquarium,
Yes.
the Corfu aquarium. I found a small clip from them
Great.
online, and you guys want to have a quick look?
Yes, please.
Yeah? Okay. If I find that one. Yeah, let's have a quick look. Here we go. That's the portrait of Brilliant, guys. That was really nice.
That's amazing,
so
isn't it?
And I had the quick. He can't leave the hand off his coffee, can
know
he?
he can't.
Did you see that? I thought I'd
Yeah,
sneak that
everybody
one
saw
in.
that.
Oh,
No.
I got caught out there.
Got you, man. Got you, man. There. Also, that was the Corfu aquarium, guys.
That looks
What a
beautiful.
fantastic.
That's beautiful.
Excellent.
We'll have to go, won't we?
We will.
I mean, really, it's wow.
All the different colours of the fish and everything.
All these things,
Amazing.
no, but they have a wide selection out there now, and the building is beautiful, so it's well worth visiting.
Yes.
Definitely. So if you like the clip, guys, let us know. We'll try to mix it up in future a little bit. So there's a lot of clips existing out there. We just have to talk with the guys who own them before we broadcast them. So, but Corfu Aquarium for sure something for the holiday.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Ah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Whole building. Okay, that's that one.
Cool.
Corfu Aquarium, and on to our Daily Moan.
Okay.
We both have no clue what's coming now.
No, we don't.
No, it's not
No
coming.
idea.
I got something in, and not long ago, someone sent it in and said, okay, what the heck is going on with these mobile network connections on these islands, especially the one who always say they are the biggest in Europe?
You mean the one that begins with a
Vodafone.
With the V, yeah, the one that begins with the V like Vodafone.
Oh yeah, like Vodafone. You like Vodafone?
Oh, they're really moaning about it. They say it's unbelievable, we have problems, and that's fact now. We have a problem with our Vodafone connection on the whole of the island for over a week. Most of the time we have no signal, especially up north. They're moaning that they have really whole days with not getting once a signal, not even emergency calls can be done through that phone. Somebody tried that and said not even emergency calls we can do. So what's going on?
Well, short answer is we don't know. I have to say I do have a Vodafone myself. I have another phone, a Cosmo-Tay, which never lets me down. Vodafone signal has always been a bit patchy, I have to say, but it certainly allowed me to make emergency calls and speak in many places. Although my experience is if you're in the Barbati area going north to Cassiope and up to Rhoda, you might be surprised to keep getting welcoming messages from Vodafone Albania. Now, I've never been to the lovely country of Albania, but according to Vodafone, I've been there many times.
Okay.
And that's a bit weird, I think. But I think that the answer to that is that the transmitter, Albania is only, 12 miles away, the other side of the sea, the Ionian, of course, the beautiful, beautiful Ionian. I think the Vodafone transmitter in Albania is actually probably closer than the one here on the island. But I have to say, Thomas, I haven't come across what the caller is indicating. Maybe there is some temporary problem that we don't know.
Yeah, now they're saying it's a temporary problem somewhere, but they're taking their time to fix it, and they don't even know it's being addressed in a proper way. While up in the north, they're struggling for a week now with Vodafone reception. So a woman were writing in and said, yes, we tried to emergency call, because that should still be possible.
That should,
yes,
not even that's working.
Something
Yeah,
wrong.
that's hard. That's a little bit.
That's bad.
Maybe they might want to venture down at Corfu town and check out in a Vodafone shop. Worth
Is there
reporting, isn't it? Yes, there's many
there's
Vodafone
many.
shops in town. Yeah.
They're
But,
everywhere.
not wishing to advertise them, but I'm going to do so all the same. I have to say the number one network here on the island of Corfu is Cosmo-Tay. They offer
Definitely.
a fantastic reception right across the island. It's extremely good.
I've never had a problem with
No,
Cosmo-Tay.
they're very good.
Never.
Thomas and I, we live in the shade of a mountain here, and there's the road between Halicunas and Pentati. There's a particular stretch of that road that Vodafone does not like. It will not have anything to do with it, and it does go a little bit loopy sometimes. I used to live in Paramonas, and it's weird because I moved 2 feet in a southerly direction, and suddenly, lo and behold, I got a signal. But anywhere else, you have to stand on one leg, sort of most extraordinary positions you used to get into. You don't want to know, actually, you don't want to know, no. But
No, you're right, I don't.
No, you don't. But when it's raining and you're outside, and it's not so good.
No.
No, I had to go up a hill when I lived somewhere else nearby. I had to go up a hill to get messages coming. So I think the answer is probably Cosmo-Tay for Corfu. Nothing wrong with
Definitely.
Vodafone Greece, of course, but I think for
No,
coverage,
I think
coverage.
there is. I mean, first phone I had when I arrived in Greece, because I was Vodafone customer in the United Kingdom for over 10 years. So I carried on here, and I only had problems. I couldn't receive any call. As soon as I walked into my house, it's over. That's it.
Yeah.
Then I had to go in the garden and find a spot where I can connect with Vodafone.
Yeah.
And that was really, really out of order. And if you ask them in the shop, to be honest now, and I say that like it is, I've been into the shop to Vodafone a couple of times. It takes a time before somebody even speaks to you. I have never seen the level of arrogance like that. But you know, I was used to it in England, to this arrogant Vodafone salesman. No, it's typically, you know, how the other things, they are brilliant. No, but here is the same. I don't know what is Vodafone putting this into their training. We are the best. There's quick news, you not. And, seriously, it is not. And I swapped over to Cosmode. And since I'm at Cosmode, I have no problems. I can sit in my living room on my sofa and make a mobile phone call. You know how brilliant. Wow.
What luxury! What luxury!
Pure bloody luxury.
But yeah, mobile phone networks here on the island with Vodafone. Okay, I heard that and I saw this in a couple of posts on the grapevine. Yeah. So there is something for sure true. So and not even emergency phone calls. Is this not illegal?
Yeah, surely.
I thought so, Thomas. Yeah.
I thought so. So they're committing an offence.
Must be some major reason for it, but it's a bit odd that you
but
can't
then
get any information. I mean, that's the problem I found.
Yeah,
If we're going to have a moan about Vodafone. Yes, I'll moan about Vodafone if you like. In fact, don't let the floodgates open. No, if you have a genuine complaint or a problem with Vodafone, I found consistently in the past that it was incredibly difficult to get to speak to someone. That's the first problem.
A person,
yes. And I mean, they offer you things like internet chat and all that, and that if you're lucky, because it's always ever so busy. But even if you do get through and speak to someone ever so jolly and ever so nice, they don't help you. I mean, I had a personal problem with Vodafone that went on for about 6 months when they were basically committing fraud, charging me an extortionate amount of money every month for a phone that I didn't have because I sent it back unwrapped. I mean, it hadn't even been taken out of its wrapper. And the poor lady in the shop in a Midlands town, Vodafone manager, she had a terrible job. And Thomas is right about the arrogant attitude. I heard the member of staff in Newbury, their head office, the way he was talking to this manager of this Vodafone shop was absolutely appalling. And basically he was accusing her of stealing my phone. I mean, and it took months for me to get them to stop that contract and me paying for a phone that I never had.
Did you get any refunds?
No, not at all. So Vodafone owe me quite a lot of money. So I'm having a moan about them, yes.
Okay.
It's extraordinary to think, though, Thomas, that Vodafone was the very first mobile telecommunications company in the world. Until China Mobile came along, they were the biggest. And also, Vodafone invented the text message, the humble SMS.
Yeah, the anniversary was on Sunday. Was the anniversary of the first, 25 years?
Yes.
Really?
25 years, the first text was sent.
And the extraordinary thing was...
What was it?
Merry Christmas, I think.
No, it was
No, seriously, you're laughing.
Really,
I think it's for the Christmas party.
It was discovered, like many things are, by accident. It was an engineer just playing around, thought he'd try and send a message, and he did.
Yeah, and he did at the Christmas party. He sent to the CEO of the company at their own Christmas party a text message with Merry Christmas. If I'm not mistaken, it was Merry Christmas. Yeah, and that's how he made the CEO aware of, or the high-ranking guy there from Vodafone.
I bet he got a bonus then.
Well, there were two guys.
Dipota. He was with an interview on the television. Okay. He did not make any financial gain out of that.
No.
Nothing.
No?
Absolutely nothing.
Wow.
So, but he just was honored to be the guy who done the first text. That obviously is enough for him. But from Vodafone itself, he got nothing.
Wow. You'd think that they would do something for him. I mean, that's made them millions.
Yeah, but they didn't.
They don't care.
Well, they probably slipped up because they should have patented it. Like Philips were very clever to patent the compact cassette or the CD, but Vodafone didn't or weren't able to, and I don't think it was It was a commercial benefit to them, obviously, but then everybody else got on the bandwagon. So, but great invention, because I always think SMS text, a bit like an old telegram, really, isn't it?
It is a little bit, yeah.
Telegram's a little bit before my time. I never really got to experience an old-fashioned telegram. No. So, to me, an SMS is similar, really.
Do telegrams still exist?
No, I don't think they did. I think they'd finished by the time I got compos mentis, as it were. Oh, okay. They might have been around when I was a baby, but I don't really remember that.
Okay. But, I mean, SMSs, they used to charge you.
Yeah, quite a lot.
A lot, didn't they? Depending on what the message was.
Yeah.
You used to get charged a huge amount.
But nowadays...
Yes, in the early days.
Yeah, and now it's dying out slowly, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's all these other things, this Viber and all these things.
Oh, yes.
You can talk, you can communicate. The
Yeah.
iMessenger on the Vodafone is taking that all away. And the traditional SMS is getting less.
Yeah.
And
It's
Facebook
definitely-
as well. Facebook has really eaten into the revenues of the giant multinational telecommunications companies because people are using
Messenger.
Facebook Messenger, aren't they?
Yeah.
Telegram as well, isn't there? And
Telegram is another one of those apps that connects to the
WhatsApp.
internet. Yes, yeah.
WhatsApp, exactly. WhatsApp is the other one.
There's
Yeah.
many of them, aren't there?
yeah, it's huge amounts. But it's as you say, the SMS is definitely dying out in its original form. Yeah.
See how everything progresses, huh?
Yeah.
What's going on? Brilliant. No, it's the evolution of communication. No? And one who thought they have it in control don't have it in
They
control.
don't have it in control.
Thanks.
No.
I remember in
It's-
1986, I was in a petrol station. There was a guy called Norman who was a breakdown truck driver, and he came in with the very first mobile phone I saw. And honestly, it was bigger than a brick. It was huge, and it was hardly mobile. He had to carry this thing around with him. But he thought it was the best thing since sliced bread because he could get the calls and then respond very quickly.
Yep.
So a lot of happy people were saved because of the mobile phone from Norman. That was 1986.
And you first mobile phone I ever saw was in a briefcase.
Was it?
In a briefcase.
Almost James Bond style.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But
I
it was,
had
the battery was like huge.
huge.
It was huge. It was almost like a car battery.
Took hours to charge. I remember I was lucky enough I had one of the first, and they were junk. This was just a block
Yeah.
with the thing on,
That's it.
with the handset on.
Yeah.
And that was the first, and I had one of these first. So
Yeah.
when you walk, look like it. But
Do you remember
but
ev-
it was brilliant for what I did.
Yep.
For the job, it was perfect. Fit nice in the car. Boop,
do you
hang
remember
down,
when
and
people had pagers?
Oh, yes.
pages?
they
Yeah,
were
I
all the
had
rage
one
at
of these
time.
too. Oh, I hated the buggers.
Did you?
Yeah, I never liked the pages. I had the pager, and they always go off in stupid times of the day. And then it's,
Oh. And you had to go and find a phone.
Yeah, exactly. And then you had to go to find the phone to see what's going on. No?
So it was only half measure, really, wasn't it?
But didn't you used to get messages on your pager as well at one point? You could send an SMS to a pager.
Yes, you possibly
think
right
so,
there
yeah.
for a short period of time.
Yeah.
Then they all suddenly disappeared, didn't they, really?
Yeah. I don't know. Anybody got pagers anymore?
I don't think so.
I think BT stopped doing the service a few years back.
Really?
I seem to remember reading somewhere, yes. Yeah. Think of the past. But technology moves so fast, doesn't it, really?
It does.
You know, I mean, seems only like yesterday there was a compact cassette, then all of a sudden there's the CD, and now there's a digital download. And that's in a very short space of time, really.
It is. I remember a friend of mine used to work for Hewlett-Packard,
Oh, yeah.
and he showed me a MP3 player.
Oh.
And this is before the time of
MP3.
MP3s. And he actually worked for Hewlett-Packard. He was helped to develop the MP3.
Wow.
But we were at a party, and the normal thing in the old days was you'd be at a party, and even if somebody put on a mixtape or something like that, but then the tape would come to an end, and then you go, oh, what does everybody want on next? What do you want on next? And he just stuck the machine on, and it just played and played and played and played, and it was like, oh my God, that's amazing! That is amazing. Okay,
Any good sounds?
Oh yeah, great. It was great. It was a great
MP3
mix.
always, yeah.
But the party didn't stop because music didn't stop, so the party carries on. Amazing thing for a
That's
party.
a very good thing, yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
extraordinary.
Funny. So that was our daily moan. Somebody moaned about the network, and right so, if you can't even get emergency signal, to make an emergency call, if you have an emergency, that's really bad.
That is
I
really
think
bad.
that should be, they should take it for, just report that. There must be something similar to trading standards in Greece, where you can report stuff like that. I think it's out of order, claiming to be the biggest and the best, and then having problems like that.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
not
it's
sorting
really
it
bad.
out as well.
That's another
that's the
one.
worst,
Taking
yeah.
at least inform your customers in the area. They have the technology where we're
Yes.
just speaking about text. They can see how many mobiles are logged on in the area, and
Yeah,
they
of
can
course.
send the text out and inform the people. Hey, we got technical problems in the moment.
Yeah.
But nothing. It's just nothing. They just ignore you like they always do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sadly enough, every time they get away with it.
They'll take your money quick enough, though.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, for sure. That's one of the things. Okay, that's enough moaning. We moaned about them. That's brilliant. Thank you for that moan. Yeah, somebody sent this. Mark. Here, I got the name. Mark. Sent this moaning. Thank you, Mark. Brilliant for the moan. And the next normally is going on to the topic of the day. But before the topic, I have a quick call to make. And that's if you ever visit this island, or you booked your holiday already, or you're already on this island and you want to get a good guide about the villages on Corfu. Here we got a traveler's guide to 50 Corfu villages by Steve Ford, and you can purchase this book at www.corfuvillages.eu. And the reason we're plugging that so heavily is because every single penny of the sale of that book goes to charity.
Hooray!
And that's why we're plugging this heavily. And brings us on to the next thing. Guys, you ready?
Yes.
That's Rob Grove. Rob Grove from Ipsos. Sally's Bar.
Oh, yes.
That's something he would like to talk, what he would like to know, what we think, what other people think maybe. And the topic of the day is Bitcoin.
Bitcoins.
The Bitcoins.
Cryptocurrency.
The
Possibly of the future.
cryptocurrency, yeah.
Yes. Well, none of us here, I think we've said this before, none of us have actually got a Bitcoin, and we haven't actually seen one, or we don't really know much about them. But I can quickly tell you that they first came about in 2009, created by some whiz kid that nobody knows. I mean, there was a story in the news recently where the BBC's technology correspondent got taken in by someone, I think it was from New Zealand, who claimed to be the inventor of the Bitcoin.
Yes.
But it actually rather embarrassing for Rory Kettle-Jones, who's a very nice chap. Turned out that it was a fraud. It wasn't him at all. So they still, to this minute, don't actually know who was behind it. But it was done by a computer code, I think, Thomas.
By computer code?
Yeah.
I thought it was done by a Japanese company.
Well, that's not confirmed. No, that's
okay.
That's a story. It could well be so, but no one actually knows for sure. And apparently, according to MSN News, there's 124 billion pounds worth the market value of Bitcoin at this very moment.
At this moment,
yes, which is quite extraordinary, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot, huh?
But one of the things about it is, at the moment, it's currently completely unregulated. No government backs the currency. And actually, there's no requirement for users to reveal their real name.
Mm-hmm. And that's a little bit concerning, isn't it? When we talk about cryptocurrencies, is you can really make money disappear. If you have a lot, you need to get rid of some, you invest this in Bitcoins.
Well, there was an exchange, MGGOX, I think it was called, a year or two ago, and after a real kerfuffle, they discovered massive fraud, a bit of a hack, a huge fraud, and it was £250 million worth of Bitcoins disappeared. That exchange got closed down.
Right.
Whoa.
But it's a currency that's very much in its infancy. No one really knows where it's going, but it's certainly picking up traction. And as we've been keeping a casual eye here in the studio on the price, I mean, a few weeks ago, they were trading at about $4,000 to $5,000 per Bitcoin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just before we came on air, they are now over $16,000. And that's in a very short space of time.
Yep.
One possible reason for this increase, so the experts are saying, is the proliferation of the popularity of them in China, which is quite interesting because actually a year or so ago there was a terrible rumour going around that China was going to ban all cryptocurrencies, including the Bitcoin. When that news broke, the price absolutely tumbled. But a few days later, when China wasn't going to be quite so draconian, I don't think, it suddenly rose up. And it seemed to have risen greatly in the last week. I can't tell you why, because I don't know.
Right.
But it's certainly, the price is certainly moving up. A lot of people say, oh, be careful, it's a bubble. Remember the tulip bubble in the 1600s? Well, personally, no, I don't remember, because it's long before.
Can you remember? Can you remember the tulip
bubble
from the 16th century?
That was
of course, I remember it well.
Yeah. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Yeah. Yes, not too much, but a little bit. Is that sometime in the 1660s, I think it was, something to do with possibly the East India Company, I think, were doing speculations in tulips. The tulip was a newly discovered thing, I think, in Holland, and everybody was encouraged to put their money and all their life savings into tulips, and lo and behold, the market fell and a bubble burst and everybody lost lots of money. Little bit like the Wall Street crash.
There were special, actually, talking about the tulips, they were specially made vases for tulips. Which you may see, which is like it's a vase with different apertures coming from it, and that's especially made for tulips.
Really?
Didn't know that one. Good one.
Of course, the banks, the big banks, the ones behind the financial crisis, and everybody loves the banks.
Oh, we love those, don't we?
Yes, of course, they're not very keen. They're trying to do everything they can to sort of throw a spanner in the works. And
they're not making any money.
No, they're not. But the funny thing is, they'd love to get their hands on the technology of Bitcoin because they could transfer money all around the world in an instant, and it would hardly cost them anything. Mind you, guys, just think 1 minute. The downside of that is there would be an awful lot of unemployed bankers. Are we sad about that? No. We don't want the unemployment, but anyway, you might not be surprised to know that the boss of JP Morgan Chase, Mr. Jamie Dimon, he said that the Bitcoin is only fit for murderers, drug dealers, and North Korea, would you believe? Well, he's slightly biased, isn't he? I mean, he's got a vested interest in not being very keen on Bitcoin, because I suppose he's a bit worried. He's a bit of a threat to his business, maybe.
So how do you get Bitcoins?
Well, you mine them, apparently.
Yes.
I don't understand the mechanics. I'm waiting to have this long chat with a man I know who knows more about Bitcoin than ever I will, and he knows a man who's actually got one. But unfortunately, I haven't had this chat. But maybe we can return to this subject next week with a little bit more information on. I will say one more thing, though, that's quite interesting, and that the other day, for the first time in the United Kingdom, there was an advert that appeared in Auto Trader, famous car magazine selling cars and bikes and all sorts of things, where the man in Manchester was trying to sell his Rolls-Royce Ghost. And would you believe it? Flashy gold one, by the way. He would only accept payment in Bitcoins. Now, I dare say he's had to change the advert quite a few times since he put it in the first time, because the price originally, this is only a couple of weeks ago, was 14 Bitcoins. But he actually, that's probably readjusted quite considerably, I think. But that's the first one in a main publication like Auto Trader.
Okay.
So it could be just the beginning of something huge.
Yeah. I was looking at myself, and there was a guy saying that he bought, in 2011, he bought 1,500 Bitcoins for $2.87 each.
Good grief.
$2.87. Oh. And he's now
very wealthy.
He's a very wealthy man at the moment.
Well, yes.
But he
do
was
a quick calculation. Work that out.
Yeah,
I can't because I have I don't know.
Let me think. 16,000. No, okay, I'll do it in a minute. But he's giving away on Twitter for people to who retweet. The first 5 people to retweet, he was going to give them a Bitcoin each. One Bitcoin each.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
The thing that I don't quite understand, and perhaps someone can come in and tell us here, is that apparently there can only ever be a maximum number of these Bitcoins of 21 million.
That's right.
Why is that, Wayne, do you think?
I think it's because they go in blocks. It's called a blockchain.
Yeah.
And they go in blocks, so every 10 minutes there's another block. And I think, if I'm right in saying so, when it gets to a certain number, it halves down again, and then it halves down again until eventually there are 21 million Bitcoins in circulation, which they say is by 2140 or something like that.
Okay.
They reckon there'll be 21 million Bitcoins out there.
Of course, the other problem with them is that when they first started, very few retailers and places actually took them as payment.
Yeah.
That has changed a bit. I do believe you can use them on Amazon and some other big firm, Microsoft, I think.
Apparently there's about 100,000 vendors that will now take them.
100,000? Wow, that's quite a lot.
But the most concerning is you can't trace any transaction.
No, you can't.
If you buy, if you do. So there were within drug dealing, there were a big problem. What is this year, beginning of this year, where something happened, and they're doing it for years now, no? Where people buy their drugs with Bitcoins online.
Yes, and the dark web, I dare say.
And the dark web as example, yeah. I mean, I just calculated 3.2 million.
Thank you, Thomas.
Oh,
That's
well done, Thomas.
very quick.
Thank you. 3.2 million.
3.2 million that is, yeah. Well, 16,000 times 200, no?
No, 1,500.
What bitcoins he got?
He bought 1,500 bitcoins.
Wow.
That's huge.
1,500. And
Yeah.
what is he, 16,000?
Yes, let's say
Yeah,
$16,000
$16,000 at the moment.
So $16,000 is
Yeah.
a bitcoin, and he has how many?
1,500.
1,500. Wow, it's not bad. No, it's 24 million.
That's not bad, is it? It's all right.
Oh, it's a drop on a hot
That's an
stone.
amazing investment, isn't it?
Ah,
But of course, we must remember
Wow.
the time that he spent. I think, did you tell us he spent?
Yeah, at the time,
$4,000?
4,500 round about that.
Right. But at the time that he made that purchase, spending quite a considerable amount of money, isn't it? It was extremely risky.
Yes, but I mean, the thing is that what he's done is because obviously bitcoins are used by programmers, as you say, for mining. So what they do is they go into a program and then change around.
There's devices, no?
Yeah,
There's devices you connect on to your PC.
Yeah.
You let your PC run on the network, and I think for every day you let them run, you get just a tiny bit of Bitcoin.
yeah, exactly. So
This is,
he
I
would
think
have
this is
bought
the
those.
mining. But what they say, and this is other news, with the devices they have, people put them into clusters
Yeah.
to mine a lot and to mine a lot. But when you calculate through, I mean, this was a few years ago now, we calculate through, there's actually you use more electric
Yeah,
than you mine on bitcoins.
Really?
Yeah, and that was a big problem. So people thought they're making money and mining and mining and mining, and then they got the electric bill.
yeah.
Oops.
Ooh.
So they
Was that quite
run up.
quite
Yeah, they run a
substantial?
higher bill. For more to pay electric than they actually earn with Bitcoin.
So this,
And
I
there
mean, this
was
guy would have
different.
bought 1,500 bitcoins at that time
Yeah,
from somebody else that had already been mining them.
yeah.
So that person would have had
The-
the $4,500.
I don't think it's the person itself, or
No?
I don't think it's the person.
Would
I
he
think
not have
this is
bought
split
those?
between a lot of miners. We look in there, we get that, and
Okay.
when you look, I just have it here quickly to see, and here we go, and that's the website. This is from the Facebook page. So Corfu Bitcoin. There's on Facebook the group
Okay,
Corfu
cool,
Bitcoin,
really.
and when you guys log on there, I'm just on there, and they're talking about Amazon.com, online shopping for electronic, apparel, computers, books, DVDs, and more with Bitcoin. And they have just Russian finance ministry suggests criminalizing cryptocurrency mining.
Yes. These
So that's
rumours
the-
keep coming out, Thomas.
Yeah,
from
as the
different
Russian
countries.
finance minister suggesting as example, and there's a lot. Wow, there's a lot of things. You guys, you can see. Oh, there's even Nightshift on here. No, but you can't pay us in bitcoins. Don't worry about that. No, we can try.
We're going to have a go.
No, but it's a brilliant group. So if you go on, it's the Corfu Bitcoin, and there you see. I'm just scrolling through for you guys. Log on, have a look. Maybe you can learn. Maybe we can have a better discussion about that in future.
Yes. It's something
So
to
we
return
invite
to.
a couple of guys who in this group, where they're obviously on Corfu. So maybe have another discussion at a later point about that. But cryptocurrency, yeah, man.
There's quite a lot, many different types. There's a secondary one. I can't remember the name, Ep14 or something, and that's become quite popular. It's sort of the second one down after Bitcoin.
Okay.
And the prices there, I mean, started off just a few pennies, and very quickly it became $450. I don't know what the rate is now, but they're all fast growing. But
so-
there is this worry hanging over the.
There's no
certain
security.
countries.
What is this secured against? That's what I want to know. I mean, our currency, like the pound, as example, or the euro, it's secured against gold.
No, it used to
or
be, Thomas.
Used
It's
to
not
be.
anymore.
What is?
That's
How is
gone.
this working then now? You know,
I don't know, but the gold standard, as they called it, that all went.
that all went.
Yeah.
So, but how is
It's a good point with Bitcoin. I don't know, Thomas. I don't know.
It's just strange. So one Bitcoin is $16,000.
Yeah,
I buy
at
now
the
something what is $400. So how do I go about that? I have no idea.
No.
Is this a tenth of a Bitcoin or something, or whatever? You know, a tenth is 1600.
That's,
no? Or
they
is
have
this?
they have little small currencies, don't they? Is it like a milli
Is it
coin?
milli-Bitcoin or something?
Yeah, milli-Bitcoin, yeah.
I don't know that. That's why I'm
Yeah,
asking. That's also things.
Is it,
I mean,
units.
it probably will be the currency. When we look, it probably will be the currency of the future, something like that.
Possibly.
One of the cryptocurrencies will take over where all the states, but that's not going to happen until the state has control over it.
No.
And that's what they're trying to get.
I think that's what they're really worried about, isn't it? That they have no control.
That's the thing, of course. Government has no control over the money. They don't know how much taxes they should charge us today.
Yeah, that's it.
Taxman's
go, what?
What should I?
How much? How much do I charge on a Bitcoin? Well, you know,
Let's see.
Bitcoin in hand.
That must be strange when a day comes and paper money, coin money disappears.
Yeah.
And you got nothing. And you maybe have a chip implanted in your skin.
That will come, yes.
It's strange.
That will come, yeah.
Definitely.
I went to Iceland a couple of years ago, and I went to this amazing place called the Blue Lagoon. But the point about the story is not that. It's that when you get there, you get put on an armband, and it's only a small thing, and you don't think anything of it. But that one little armband does everything. It opens doors. I mean, I felt like Spock on the Star Trek Enterprise. Opens doors. You can even get a coffee. You'll be pleased to know this, Thomas. You just have to flash your wrist at the coffee machine, and it all happens.
And it all
Amazing.
happens. Oh, brilliant! Loving it. Can we have some of that?
Yeah. And the coffee. Yeah.
And the coffee. Yeah. I'm talking the coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be.
Don't need the wristband as long as the coffee comes.
But it does seem, in theory, although we're not experts in any way at all on the cryptocurrencies, but it would appear to our humble little brains that this cryptocurrency, particularly Bitcoin, is perfect for the internet, isn't it? It's like almost hand and glove, made for each other. So probably you're right, Thomas. It probably could well be the currency of the future.
Are there any other places that are doing any cryptocurrency?
There's hundreds of other alternatives. I can't remember.
Yeah, what I read is something around 400 cryptocurrencies out there in circulation, and I don't. It's.
Can they all work? Are they all going to be successful? How is it all going to actually physically work? I don't know.
Yeah, but how many? I mean, I had no idea until a couple of days ago that there's nearly 400 cryptocurrencies out. And
many
in trading and in things, so it's the governments will all lose control.
Well,
the financial sector will lose control. This will all go over Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Many of these other cryptocurrencies are definitely being banned by all sorts of countries. So it could well be that they're fly-by-nights. I don't know.
Okay.
I think Bitcoin's here to stay for the foreseeable future, that's for sure. But like everything, isn't it? When people see a successful rising market, a lot of people then plough in
Jump on
bulls,
the bandwagon.
yes, which then would explain why the price has gone up so much, I think. As I said before, they reckon that the main cause of the rapid rise of the value of a Bitcoin is the proliferation in the market in China.
Okay.
Maybe all these Chinese people are sneaking one under the bed for a rainy day or something.
Well,
not exactly.
Well, you can't.
No, I know you
but
can't. But mentally.
I kind of know what you mean. Yes. All right. Kind of sneaking into the back of the circuit somewhere.
Yes, for a rainy day.
For a rainy day. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but there is the thing. That's a good thing what you said now. For a rainy day. What's going to happen when we lose electric?
Yeah.
You have no electric now running.
That's a good point.
That's true.
You have a power cut, like we said, and this could be, or a blackout, just as a mistake. This happened in the past. How do you want to pay?
You can't.
So everything comes to a stop. So everything electronic, digital, we have to really think twice about it, because if that goes, that's it.
Yeah.
And that reminds me, what happens if there's an EMP or something?
Exactly.
They're very worried about that, aren't they?
Exactly, they vary, especially now from the sun, no?
Yes,
it's the same from the sun. They can solar flares, no?
Yes, that's it.
Extreme solar flares. What can
electromagnetic
pulse? Yeah. And that wipes you all the electronics out.
There's some scientist in America who's absolutely convinced it's going to wipe everything out pretty soon.
Yes, I read that too. Unbelievable. He's predicting that for the near future, so that's not far away. They said there will be another solar flare, what they are watching.
Okay.
So there were a couple of big ones already, but they pointed in the wrong direction, no? Or something, or they happened on the other side, or something of the sun. So not direct onto us. But there is, he's talking about that really heavy, and he's very, very serious. What is not an interview?
I think
I
so.
think I saw a video interview.
Trying to think. No, but yes.
Yeah,
I think I read it actually, rather than.
I know they were sending a probe up to the sun.
Yeah, exactly. They
to
sent
go
the
and
probe
see-
up, and
I mean, that's going to be horrendously hot. I mean, it's going to melt the thing.
It'd be like Icarus, wouldn't it? You get
A little bit
too near.
too near to the sun. But it's going to be interesting to find out the data that they get from it.
Very.
Yeah.
definitely. I'm just something like this happens. That's it. You have no hard cash in your pocket. You cannot shop anything.
It's a
Send us back
sobering
to the
thought.
dark days, wouldn't it?
Yeah, totally. All of a sudden it's gone, and you say, "Hey, I got. See, they can have his 1,500 bitcoins."
Yeah.
But the good thing, I mean, we're talking negatives. Here's a positive, that it's sort of like a universal currency, and maybe one of its appeals is precisely because it's not regulated, doesn't go through governments, isn't part of the traditional banking system.
No.
I think a lot of people are,
Don't pay tax on it.
keen on that. Well, that's the other side, yes. And we must remind ourselves of the essential point is you can mine a Bitcoin without ever revealing your identity. I don't know.
I think that's very concerning.
It is rather, isn't it?
I mean, maybe this is it's a good thing, so you can really cut the governments out and say we reset that. But I'm just confused. This whole Bitcoin thing confused me from day one.
And me. But the other thing that we should say is that at least it's a new thing. It's something new, completely new, and it kind of challenges the way of thinking that, to move money around, it's a very complicated and complex process. Bitcoin makes it very easy. So I'm wondering why the banks themselves haven't all got together and kind of got to ascertain what it is behind Bitcoin and use it themselves. Not Bitcoin, but an alternative to Bitcoin.
Yeah. Maybe they will.
Maybe they will.
Maybe they will.
You never know. I think this has some legal reasons they can't do that. Because when you can't trace Bitcoin, the governments can't trace Bitcoins anymore. Oh, can you just imagine? They would have done that, traded start from 2000 with Bitcoin, and then it hit in 2008 like it did with all this investment banking and. If this would have happened with the Bitcoin, probably would have wiped everything out.
It would
the
have
damage would have been much greater than
with
with conventional currency. It's scary. It's just scary for me. This cryptocurrency, at the moment, it makes in my head is not making any sense.
No. So I mean, going back a little bit. So so there isn't any gold kind of. Nobody's investing in gold anymore.
Oh yes, they are. Yes, a lot of people have lots of. Well, Germany's just got its gold back. They've taken years to try and get their gold back. It was after the Second World War. It was in Paris and London and New York. I think London gave it back quite quickly. Paris followed suit, and they've just received their gold back from America.
Okay.
Germany's very keen on gold. The price of gold is about $12.85 a troy ounce at the moment, I think, roughly that figure. That's another thing that seems to go up and down. But in the last few months, the price of gold has been pretty steady, really, unlike Bitcoin.
Okay. But, I mean, gold, is it still a good investment, would you say?
Possibly. Probably, yes. It's one of those safe as houses, a bit like a premium bomb, really, perhaps.
Yeah, it's the one you can put still under your bed.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Bit uncomfortable, mind you, if you're sleeping.
I was going to say, put a few gold bars under your bed, prop it up, maybe.
Yeah, I don't care if it's uncomfortable.
I don't care.
Didn't we work out that Wayne was worth about £2.5 million in gold, ladies and gentlemen?
Oh, look at him. 2.5 million in gold. So
I don't know how many bitcoins he's worth, but
that's
we
brilliant.
can probably work that out.
And we're going to have a Christmas raffle. Or a Christmas auction. No, man is worth 2.5 million in gold. So who can match that? Is there anybody out there who? That would be brilliant. And now, if anybody now, like this Sheikh.
Oh yes.
Yeah, with his painting, he spent 450 million. No? I mean, we give you Wayne in the weight of gold. You can have it as long as we get 2.5 million for it, and we can do good things, not just on the island, but a little bit further afield for charities. We would be more than happy.
And I'd be happy too. I think. Would I? I don't know.
Yeah, man, and maybe requires you to move to Abu Dhabi.
I'm going to Abu Dhabi. Okay.
Yeah, and wear some, I don't know.
Yeah. Mate, at least I'll get to see the Louvre.
Oh,
Yeah.
the new Louvre.
Maybe.
The new Louvre?
Mm.
Is that what they're going to call it? New Louvre?
No,
Or was
it's
it just the Louvre,
Louvre
Abu Dhabi?
I think. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair
It does look good. It looks excellent. Mind you, the real Louvre is fantastic, isn't it? I love those glass pyramids outside. They're amazing.
I've never been to the Louvre, actually.
Have you
Yeah.
not?
Paris,
Well
no.
worth a
Ditto.
look.
It makes both of us.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I have never been to the Louvre.
No.
I would love to go.
I'd love to
Adrian
go.
always said, Adrian, I mean, your story, seriously, your story when you told us the first time you saw Mona Lisa face to
yes.
face.
And
I
I
mean,
stand by that.
Wow.
Thomas. It did blow me away because I'd spent my whole life before saying, what's all this fuss about her painting? She's not even that particularly attractive. She's all right, you know. But no, trust me, ladies and gentlemen, when you clamp first eyes on that painting, it's something special, blows you away. And her eyes are on you every second, wherever you are. It's quite extraordinary.
That
It really is. I mean that.
enigmatic smile.
Yeah. And as I also said, that she's on this wall, which as you go into the room, it was on the left. All around her are these enormous paintings, all sorts of masters and people that I don't personally not heard of. And they're very dramatic paintings. And you think, oh, well, you know, you're going to look at them. No, you don't. She draws you in. That's extraordinary artistry of Leonardo da Vinci. What a man, eh? What a man. Also, I don't know whether you saw, but the other day I caught a glimpse of a photograph that purports to be, dare I say it, on the Nightshift Live from Corfu, of a naked Mona Lisa. Have you seen that?
Oh,
What?
I did see that, yes.
the
Well,
top
I have
half.
no idea. No.
No, yes, they
I
reckon
didn't see
they
that.
can't prove it is, but
No.
they're pretty sure that it might be. It was some sketches that he
That's
did
right,
before
yeah.
he did the final painting. I can't remember the model's name that he used, but it's a sort of torso, top half naked, so she's semi-naked.
Yeah.
I have to say, it's not. No, I think I prefer her with the clothes on. To be honest with you.
I'm sure Leonardo would disagree
Disagree
with that.
with you.
Well, yeah, maybe he was, but what an artist. In fact, he was more than an artist, though, wasn't he? What a brain.
What a brain, what a visionary.
What a
Yes,
visionary,
Thomas,
yeah.
I mean, all the machines, they were a
And
good
helicopter.
program. Yeah, the helicopter. There were a good program on National Geographic about Leonardo's machines.
Really?
And there were a group of people who actually built them and put them to the test.
Wicked.
I could not believe.
Did it work?
Some of them worked. Unbelievably, he invented the first tank.
I was going to say, he did
Yes,
the
I
He
heard
first
did
that.
the
tank.
first,
Yeah.
and the guys rebuilt that one. And really, with proper cannons, proper out of wood, they gone after the drawings of Leonardo, the design completely, and it worked.
Wow.
Incredible.
It unbelievably worked. They even fired some cannons. It was just with blanks, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
to see how it is. But the guys they were able to steer the whole machine, to go and to fire. So
Wow.
that worked.
And that's over 500 years ago.
Yeah.
Amazing, isn't it?
Well before the Renault FT.
The Renault what?
FT, which was the first tank.
Oh,
But,
was it? Was
Well,
it?
Renault were the first
Yeah,
time.
Renault built
Really?
the first tank.
Do you know, I read in some English school book or whatever, it was the Churchill tank that was the
No,
first one.
no,
Really?
it certainly wasn't.
So the French actually beat the English to the tank.
Yes,
Oh, thank you for telling me that.
that's okay.
But
I
don't
didn't know
cry
that.
now. It's all right.
But they weren't
Oh,
very
my God.
successful, the Churchill tanks in World War One, were they? I think they used to get stuck in the mud and had problems.
Churchill?
Was it Churchill?
No.
What was it called? Something?
Well, the one
I
that
apologise.
everybody knows is the Mark IV, which is the one with the big two sides and the tracks. So that's a Mark IV.
And they lost a few of them by D-Day, no? When they tried to reach the beaches, some of the
World War
landing
II,
craft.
Yeah, we were talking
World War One, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, no, you're right. There were lots lost at Dunkirk. Yes.
Dunkirk.
Yeah, left loads of equipment.
I'd like to see that new film about Dunkirk.
I've not
actually.
seen that,
No,
no.
I'd like to see it. Sounds good and reads good.
Yeah.
Dreadful thing.
But yeah, Leonardo also. He tried. I mean, wasn't there a plane as well? He tried to
He
make
had
as
his
well?
plane,
flying machine.
A
Wasn't it?
flying machine, and he was not far off. And when you look at his drawings, what he done, he took his inspiration from birds. He
Yes.
watched birds
Of course.
fly, and when you look at his flying machine, the wings really move. So this was the closest anybody got before the Wright brothers.
Yes.
Into flight was Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah. Amazing. Amazing.
I don't know if he tried this and thrown him off himself somewhere. I don't think so. But you never know.
Well, he might have sent an apprentice up. And
Probably. Yeah, but he had quite a few of them, didn't he? He
Yeah.
had a lot of apprentices, huh? He gone through a lot.
Yes, yes.
That's
through
fact.
a lot of
A
apprentices.
lot of apprentices.
Worked them to death or
I
something.
think.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
were you
he sent him up
surprised?
in his flying
Oh,
machines.
right.
Just for that one.
Oh, that
no?
one didn't work. New apprentice?
You apprentice have a thing, you will be the first. Everybody will honor you. And with that, off he went.
Yeah.
And never came back.
Maybe that's what Leonardo should have done. You know, he should have done like Donald Trump and Lord Sugar, had the apprentice.
Have the apprentice, yeah. Well, you never know. Maybe they had some entertainment
Maybe they did.
back then. Well, not on television,
you're
but you know,
fired.
yeah,
Yeah.
had this in. So
Fired
you're
out of a
fired,
cannon.
yeah.
That's what's happening.
They do that with people, don't they?
Thing, yeah.
For
they-
human cannibals.
Yeah, it's a
Human
strange
can-
old
yeah.
thing, isn't it?
I don't know.
You never know. Maybe they called it Survivor.
Maybe they did.
You know, okay, guys, brilliant. Brings us on to the next. Okay, Bitcoin. We take this up with the cryptocurrency. How we came to Leonardo da Vinci. I have no
da Vinci's
idea.
helicopter and stuff. Marvellous.
Yeah, I know.
No idea.
It's always the thing. I don't know how this happened.
No.
But
Blue
it's
sky
all right.
thinking, maybe.
It's only thinking out of the box. That's
It's only, yeah, probably. But we have much more. Okay, to come, but we're nearly done with our show for today. So what's time? It's now for the upcoming events here
yes.
on the beautiful island on Corfu. And I'm going to see... Oh, no, you do the events, no? Yeah,
Yeah,
please
I-
do
I-
them.
I
But
was
you,
gonna do- yep,
yeah,
okay.
go on and say what's...
So, first of all, Sunday 10th of December at 6 p.m, the Parents and Guardians Association of Afras Primary School have a Christmas celebration and bazaar at the old Afras School. This is going to be beautiful gifts, ornaments, donuts,
Yum, yum.
sweet wine, and a lottery.
Oh,
So-
excellent. It
sounds-
starts when?
It starts at 6 o'clock
At
on
6
Sunday
o'clock.
the 10th.
Oh, excellent.
That's at Afras. I hope I'm
Afra?
pronouncing
Yeah.
Afras.
Yeah,
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 okay,
yeah,
I'm
will be all right.
pronouncing that right. Okay, carrying on.
Yeah,
There
what's the
is
next?
a Christmas free and spare bazaar at Multicolour. I'm not
Okay.
quite sure where that is. I think it's probably in Corfu town. But that's on the 9th and the 10th. On the 9th, that's the Saturday, it's between 1 p.m. and 9 p.m.
That's good times.
That's a
Excellent.
good time, yeah. And on the Sunday, it's between 11:30 and 8 p.m. And that's from the Alternative Cultural Workshop of Corfu. So it's a 2-day Christmas market, having festive trees and hot drinks and a theatrical play.
Really?
And they say you can bring what you do not need and get what is useful to you. Come and exchange objects,
Ooh,
ideas,
wow.
experiences. Come and read fairy tales and myths about festive trees and Christmas plants.
Excellent.
So it sounds very exciting.
So it's this Saturday and Sunday.
That's Saturday and Sunday, this Saturday and Sunday coming. And then on Monday, the 11th of December at 5 o'clock at the old Akaravi
yeah.
Akaravi Primary School. The Women's Club of Akaravi offers, wait for it,
Yeah.
free donuts.
Oh, locumades. Locumades they called, no? We're
Yeah,
learning that. This is
locumades.
one word I have to learn because this
Yes.
is locumades.
Locumades,
Yeah,
It
we
comes
love
in
that.
handy.
Oh, totally. I can't
yeah.
wait. 12th of December here outside our locumades stand. I gonna chain myself onto it.
So am I. You and me both.
We're not letting them leave. I tell you that now. No. We all three will stay outside on the 13th and cry probably.
Yeah. I'll be there just like... No,
So
donuts.
I mean, this is Sunday, no?
No, Monday.
No, Monday.
the 11th.
Monday the 11th. So Tuesday the 12th.
Tuesday is the 12th, yes.
So yeah. Oh, nice. They're here. Tuesday the 12th is here. So we have our night shift while on San Spiridon
yes,
Day.
I see what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can have a little bit of it. Oh, I'm looking forward to
Just have a
that
big
one.
pile of donuts just there.
God, just yeah.
And a big pile over
One
by
big
you.
pile, one side with caramel sauce, the other side with chocolate, and in the middle we put honey.
It's such a shame our viewers and listeners can't indulge, though. It seems a bit, not very fair that
well,
we're
they can
having
go
all
to
these
the women's
donuts.
club at
Okay, that's a good one.
Akarabi, yeah.
who was offering them free donuts on the 11th at 5 o'clock.
Fantastic.
And if is this too far for them and you're closer to town or you want to come, then on the 12th
Yes.
Good idea.
of December, 12th of December,
Great.
just come here to Ayers Mateus, have a fantastic St. Spiridon Day. We have Lucumade stand outside, we have a couple of other stands outside, and maybe you can catch one of us and talk. You for sure catch one of us and can talk. But have
With
a
a
nice
donut in
day
one
out with a donut. So the show on Tuesday night will be subtitled. But we'll be all right. So yes, guys, why not? 12th of December, this is next Tuesday.
Yes.
Come here to Ayers Mateus, join us. We have a brilliant program going. Anyway, Nightshift will come at 10 o'clock, but before that, we will try to get you some clips and we can show them then in the show on Tuesday night.
Yes, lovely.
No? I think so.
Yeah,
That sounds
absolutely.
like a great idea.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, guys, and with that, that's the show for today again.
Oh,
I cannot believe how quick it goes when you have fun.
Goes so quickly.
So, and we got a lot of more messages in. Guys, sorry we can't go through these messages now, but I take notes and we come back to them tomorrow.
Fabulous.
Okay, Friday. But tomorrow it could be, maybe we're running a little bit overtime tomorrow, but there's a lot.
it's Friday night.
It's
We
Friday
can let our
night.
hair down, can't we?
Exactly.
Thomas, I would like to say thank you, or I think it's actually amazing. You sent me a message that someone had emailed in, I think, to you to say that we've mentioned Agus Mateus so many times. They've never actually visited the village. And on the strength of us talking about it, they've actually come to the place themselves and they agreed with us how wonderful it was.
Oh,
and
great.
Just to think we've made some few people come here for the first time, that's absolutely brilliant,
Brilliant.
isn't it?
Lovely.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, makes you happy. See people watching and see. No, they really enjoyed the time.
It's great,
They really
Thomas.
enjoyed this in Mateus. They
that
said,
made me very
thank you
happy.
for giving us that tip. And what they stood outside the studio, but we sadly weren't here.
Oh, well,
Because we can't
come back again, guys, and we'll give you a warm reception and welcome.
Exactly.
But get your own donuts.
But get your own donut. Oh, you're very nice today, aren't you?
I'm all heart.
Yeah.
I know.
I know.
For donuts.
For donuts.
Now, lucumades.
Lucamades.
We have to call them
Yeah,
by the name
sorry,
what they are now.
lucumades.
Lucumades.
Sorry.
But maybe we make an own section that we learn every day another Greek word, not just for us, also for our viewers out there. So, and before the holiday season starts, we're giving you a little bit tips, the words what are common here, what you can use, and you can go with us.
That's a good idea.
Together,
Great
you know,
idea,
why
Thomas.
not?
We
Good idea.
could, we could even do a little page that we could put up somewhere.
Exactly,
couldn't we?
put the page up before this on to
Yeah,
StudioKerkyra.com, and so you have the basics in Greek, just to make it a little bit nicer when in holiday.
And when you do use one of these, to you, an alien Greek word, obviously not to the good Greek people, but when you do say that word to a person in a taverna or a shop, they love it, don't they?
Yeah.
They see that you're
course.
making an effort, and
Yeah.
that's great, isn't it?
That's
I remember I said "etsy ketsy" for the first time to someone a few weeks ago, and they absolutely fell about laughing and really appreciated it. And that makes me happy. Etsy ketsy means okay, sort of.
Okay.
I like to say "ala kala." That means very good.
All
Always
okay, all good,
Yes,
all good.
Yep.
So,
In
yeah.
taxi.
And
That's okay.
All
isn't
okay.
it?
That's okay.
Yeah.
So excellent. So guys, this is the end of our show. Thursday, 7th of December. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking part. Thank you for all the questions. If you have more questions coming, you want to know anything in detail, or you have some suggestions or anything, write to us, nightshift@StudioKerkyra.com, or go on to our Facebook page, message us, or go on to Skype. Our username is StudioKerkyra. But for me tonight, thank you for watching. Have a brilliant good night.
Yes, and it's been wonderful to be with you all again this Thursday night, and we look forward to seeing it all again tomorrow. And I say take care and Kala Nikta.
And have a wonderful evening from me. And keep on smiling. Good night.
Kali Nichta.
Kali Nikta.
Bye.